I think we're live. Yes, we are. And good afternoon, good evening. It's the West Coast, and we're dipping into fall. Welcome, everybody, to the TASG Watch Party on a Wednesday night. It is Agatha All Along. The Triple A is back on the road. Down the road, down the Witches Road. I wish I could say it is a happy Wednesday. However, big news just a couple hours ago with the unexpected death of former One Direction band member Liam Payne. That is truly shaking the world right now. I just want to acknowledge that. 31 years young. Um, I'm only 25, and just hearing about that really shook me to my core, especially since my sister was a massive One Direction fan. It devastated her today as well. I'd imagine that it devastated so many people earlier on. So I want to acknowledge that. We're still reeling from that, but we got to move forward. And it's just a very devastating loss. It really is. So condolences to him and his family. It is a very interesting. It's a very unusual. I think this is the first gray day here in Anaheim that we've had in a very long time. So it's very gloomy out, but it's a very untimely situation. But yes, welcome to Agatha All Along. We are just 4 minutes away from the episode dropping. Last week's episode, short but sweet, and it's where we found out that Teen himself is indeed Billy Maximoff. Agatha All Along. I'm looking at the live tweets right here. Agatha All Along hashtag now features Billy Maximoff instead of Agatha Harkness. Teen is not playing around starting this episode. I am very excited to see where they decide to take his character. He essentially put Agatha and the rest of the coven in the ground, and it's like, oh, you know, you mess with him, you mess with everything that goes along with it. So it is going to be a very jam-packed episode. Obviously, as I've mentioned in weeks past, Funko kind of ruined the fun just a little bit. They were the original people who teased that Teen would be Teen would be Wiccan. Wiccan, who is also known as Billy Maximoff, or I forgot the other because there's another variant of it. I forgot the other name, but yeah. I As you can see, we are 30 days away from Tiana's Bayou Adventure opening at Disneyland. That is coming up November 15th. However, cast member previews and Magic Key Holder previews begin as early as Monday the 21st. So we are almost there. Almost there. To day one. I have never been this excited for something Marvel related, says Rocket Girl on Twitter. I recently have a new setup, so I was able to have some kind of larger real estate to kind of take a. I mean, if I'm looking all the way over here, I'm looking at the comments on YouTube and Facebook. We do a simulcast, so yeah, it's a good time on that side, and then I have my OBS, that's stream timer right next to it, and then down below tweets. And I think if I have if I want to watch the Dodger game, game three of the NLCS, I'd be looking at that one right there. So yeah, we're just 1 minute away. The episode drops in just a few moments. This is it, guys. We actually have this week, next week, and the week after, right? Yeah. We have this week, next week, and the week after. We wrap up on the 30th. Um, Double episodes 8 and 9 on Halloween Eve. So it is going to be a very interesting time. This show has maintained so much consistency throughout. It still has the themed weeks. We are getting the variants of the Witches Road ballad, the Ballad of the Witches Road, and what have you. So it's very exciting as we essentially now get down to the end. But first, we got to get through business. Familiar by Thy Side, 49 minutes. This is the longest episode so far this season. Familiar teen is much more than he seems, and his connections to the rest of the coven are revealed. This is where the fun begins, folks. We're going to have the timer in the lower right hand side in the green zone right there. So follow right along. We will begin from 0, 0, 0, 0. After I say go, I'll do a 3, 2, 1, go. On go, hit the play button. Ready in 3, 2, 1, go. This is the TASG Watch Party. Agatha All Along, Episode 6. 5, 6, 7, 8 seconds in. Previously on. And if it's just gonna be like backstory, his backstory, and we see, you know, I don't think we're going to see a, yeah. So that sigil is going to be destroyed, I think. R.I.P. Alice. R.I.P. Mrs. Hart. And now they're sucked into the ground. Where does that lead to? But he got the crown. He got the crown, the blue glow, bro. He is glowing. Let's get to business. Familiar by thy side. Is it his bar mitzvah? Billy Kaplan. That's who he is. The magical mitzvah of Billy Kaplan. That's his family. Disney Plus just tweeted out, "Who is that boy?" That's what it sounds like. For those of you joining in, I think the sigil gets destroyed this episode. I believe so. Um, if it's not this episode, we're just gonna see everything that what ended last week and everything before that, because this feels like it's more backstory, which I don't have a problem with. I would love to know um, how did he end up in that situation up until last week's episode. Oh hey, Sapphire, bro. I gotta respond to them. Yo. Sapphire, you better be following along. Billy Kaplan in the MCU, but waiting for it to be revealed that it's the soul of Billy Maximoff in Billy Kaplan's body, says Matt Bo Zero on Twitter. Oh, oh, so they already have been. Yo, it's like the sigil must have kept Lilia from remembering, because I'm like, ooh, that's surprising to me that Lilia Lilia put the sigil, but is she? I mean, I don't know how far out these people are in on Twitter, but let's see. Why did she look in the camera? The episode is now out. We are 6 minutes 7 seconds into the episode. Oh, oh, so she did put the sigil on. Dang it! That's the weird thing about trying to keep up also on Twitter. What everybody's saying is that some people are ahead, some people are where I am, and some people are behind. So right now, there's some people who just tweeted that, oh, we're only now seated for this episode. They're aware of the anomaly at Westview. If only there was something earlier too, so that we could see what's happening, like what's happened up until that point, because it's still very recent. He died. What? No, they're alive. But when they awake, he's not in the back seat anymore. Oh no, he did die. Oh shit. You're pinned against a tree. You're not gonna. This is all happening in his head. Oh shit! He did die. Who are you? Oh, what? She's a police officer? What's going on? This whole. What is going on? She's alive. Alice being the cop. Him screaming Tommy. Alice being the cop. What is happening? It's the end of WandaVision. She did say she was a police. But it's one of those things where it's like, because did we not see her in Hot Topic? Unless I'm confusing things at the start. Interesting. Sapphire says Hot Topic is after. What's happening right now is the end of WandaVision. And how many years ago was that? 3 years. I'm trying to recall all of that, but even some of those details were still first episode. Billy's dad got me feeling things, says Hayden the Gaiden on Twitter. But waiting for it to be revealed that it's the soul of Billy Maximoff in Billy Kaplan's body. Oh, is this his power? I think this is his power. Ooh. How does everyone have a connection to him before all of those past episodes and not remember? You think they know he has powers? Interesting. A couple tweets up there. He's looking around his room, and I'm like, bro, this is a straight man's room. He's so confused. I'm like, I can sense the confusion. Is he gonna transform? Interesting. 3 years later, he's got a boyfriend. If you're just tuning in, we are 16 minutes, 18 seconds, 16, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 49 minute, 49:50. Billy M's soul merged with Billy K. Thus we got Wiccan, is what I think it is. I believe so. Oh, but as a superpower, hearing every single thought must be utterly terrifying. You're not really in love with Billy Kaplan? By the way, who's tweeting about the kiss right now? I completely missed the kiss. Billy can read minds. Oh, Billy's soul flew into him. That's what happened. The dog knows. LOL, this kid doesn't know who he is. Not the twink kissing his boyfriend before Agatha. That's the ship name that you're gonna go with, Agathario. The car crash. Oh, he did. Wait, wait. He didn't say that. He did not say that. Okay, okay. Don't say that you have a superpower yet. Hulk smash. Ooh. Oh, imagine that's the first time in his room, and you see that flirty. Nope. I mean, she was an Avenger, but it did go wrong. Oh, and there she is. Jimmy Woo, Jimmy Woo, Ralph Boner, because people were talking about this. We might be seeing Ralph Boner for the first time in a very long time because people were teasing on YouTube earlier this week or last week after the episode. Like, I'm gonna be so pissed off if we see Ralph Boner again. That's what people have been saying. I'm not gonna refresh Twitter until I see that moment, but I have a feeling the return of the man. Oh, there he is. He's back. Wow. That's what 3 years did to him. Bonerific. Oh no. I knew it was Ralph. Is that Tommy or Vision? Bruh. No, it's not. Evan Peters is back, fam. What an episode. If you're just tuning in, 21 minutes, 43 seconds. Oh yeah, he went crazy. 3 years later, you're still being pissed. Like, people will recognize you. No. Maybe. Just like that. Oh, but mind you, I will say, his appearance here, and I'm talking about Evan Peters. Evan Peters' appearance here is kind of setting up next year, or I think was it next year or 2026, his Tron Ares role. So you see an actor in one project in Marvel, you see him in another project at Disney. That's how it's been. 23 minutes, 43 seconds in to the 50-minute, 49, 50-minute episode. Mrs. Hart. Whoa. The big. You're the mind reading brother. Sapphire, you were correct. I'd say a massive sword cover up. Yeah, I'd say so. Monica did say the kids, were real in the bubble. But yet, if they died and that soul carried on to another carrier, and Billy Kaplan would be that. This is so such suburban. Responsible. Lorna Wu. This is me catching up, checking out any notes, which I think I should start doing, so I can stop fucking forgetting names. Down, down, down. Oh, that gave me a jump scare. Oh, yeah, that it's very much it very much is like the Shining right there. The real Jolene. Nickname is Witch Killer. Only known survivor of the witch's row. Yeah. And this is what kickstarted that mission down the witch's road. If you're just tuning in, 28 minutes, 33 seconds. Does he? Would he still have memories of that? The sigil. The sigil of the yarmulke. Aw. You're my emo heart. Ooh. It's everything that was going on inside the house. But I think he's been trying to say Billy Maximoff the entire time. That's why the sigil activates. But wouldn't make sense. Dumbass. Okay. Mrs. Hart. How did I not realize that she was wearing that shirt? The Ralph Boner. How did I not recognize that? That's crazy. Oh, how does how has he not broke? He looks like he's about to break character. We are seeing what was really going on in the first episode. What are you talking about? Not Joe Locke. Your English accent keeps coming out at some of the worst times. I want to replay it, but like I have the timer running. I can't. I got to keep it in match. What did he just drop? Hey now, who's William Kaplan? Billy Maximoff. Oh, and at 35 minutes, 15 seconds, we are back to where we were last week. What? But why was it? I think those there. I need to revisit that first episode because either there were some convenient cuts or the sigil activating. If you're just tuning in, 35 minutes, nearing third minute number 36 here on the TASG Watch Party. Next live stream is going to be next Wednesday night, Ooh, and he broke the sigil. I'll say revenge. Until this episode. You've grown up. You've grown up so much. I don't know what else he's gonna say about that. Oh, oh yeah. Lilia protected him with a sigil. She foresaw the accident. Yeah. Oh yes. Hmm. So I'm thinking that he technically did die, and then after dying, he that's how the conscience entered Kaplan's body or something. Nah. Oh, he means business. Unlimited power. Ooh, no, it's fine, Tommy. I think that's what he wants to know. Billy Kay died. William so that's my thinking. That's my theory right there, Sap. Of course, she gets it wrong. Just imagine if he brings Muhammad brother. I'm like, ooh, brings them back. That's like that's one of the most powerful superpowers right there. Just imagine. Yeah, find Tommy. Not anymore. Oh, ooh, chills. Heartstopper fans, where y'all at? We got what is it? 4 more episodes. So we got this is episode 6, episode 7, and 8 and 9 are a dual episode situation on Halloween Eve. So if this because we let's say 2/3 of this story and they move on to the next one. So I think that this one and next week is a pair of episodes I think that could have been in the same week, but I think this is a much needed context episode. Dare I say filler, but it doesn't feel like that because you know the big question that we've asked ourselves was who is teen. We got that answer. Billy Kaplan. He just had his bar mitzvah. Gets in a car accident, and I think that he dies. Sapphire in the comments thinks that he dies too. And then the consciousness or the conscience of Billy Maximoff enters the body at that time, which is fucking wild. The big question is, will we see Tommy? Because if you have Billy and he really wants to kind of, you know, he's after the power and what have you. Um, I think Tommy has to be in this show, Tommy or Wanda even. But I don't think that this is a show that's big enough to still have to bring back Wanda. But you can definitely bring Tommy back. Evan Peters in this one was definitely a decision. Um, but it was much needed to kind of see. It's like, oh, who else lived there? Well, aside from Mrs. Hart, but that's who hit her. 20 out of 10. Interesting. Billy's backstory episode being almost double Agatha's trial episode. The sigil is finally broken. You really are a Maximoff. She ain't wrong. He's officially Billy now. So not teen anymore. Billy. And I have to be honest, I don't think Billy is there for Wanda. No. Is there for Wanda, but in the end he will try to find her. I don't think clocking the Maximoff drama. Marvel really did their thing with this show. Can we get 10 more seasons, please? Scarlet Witch movie plot, and it's about going to be her boys. Billy's going to be against, bring her back, and Tommy isn't, and it's going to cause a clash. We have 3 more episodes to figure that out. He's looking for Tommy. That's what I'm thinking. Rio, where are you? My baby girl is missing. Agatha's so bad. She murdered people and killed a dog. Well, she can't control that power, and actually, no, she didn't. I'm Billy Kaplan. Say again, I'm Billy Maximoff. What a moment. Even they were weirded out. There's also some people already knocking it off on knocking the ratings down. I'm thinking, they're like, oh, gay kiss, go woke, go broke. I'm thinking that they're doing it for Ralph. They didn't like that. That was the joke back in WandaVision, but seeing him kind of expanded in this one, I think is pretty damn good. Um, like it fucked him up. Nice episode, but no Rio. Billy doing the road for Tommy and not Wanda. Basically. So now the question is, who's going to be portraying that Tommy? Are we going to even see that happen? We shall see what happens. But this episode, kind of is a big answer all the questions first before we proceed on. We didn't see anything with the trial here. We got, and as I kind of predicted earlier in the broadcast, that this was an episode that kind of catches us up from his perspective. The entire thing has been from her perspective. So what was Agatha all along seems to be, just for this specific episode, Billy Maximoff all along. It was a very interesting time. But that's going to do it for us here on the TASG Watch Party on a Wednesday night. Thank you all for tuning in. We'll be back next Wednesday. I don't know if we're going to be live yet on Wednesday night. It may be a little bit after the episode actually drops next Wednesday, but we shall see what happens. Again, the previews, the Magic Key previews, and the cast member previews for Tiana's My Adventure is next week. I'm going to be doing that with our good friend Frederick Chambers. That is coming up. Ours is on Tuesday, so we'll be going over there and having a good time. So yeah, out of 10 in this episode, I'm going to give it an 8.59 out of 10. It wasn't a perfect episode. It didn't push the story, but it answered all the questions that we had at the start of the series. So much needed. Unlike other shows where they sometimes even push to a season 2. But if you really want to, like, everybody's had their trials kind of, it's about time to see what his was. Whether or not I think that this and next week is going to be like a part 1, part 2 situation. So next week will be the part 2. So we'll see how that goes. So that is Agatha All Along. Next Wednesday, episode 7. 3 episodes to go, 7, 8, 9. 3 more episodes, 2 more weeks to go, because that final week is a double episode. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. I'm Mark Canape. Please hit that like and subscribe for more. We will see you all very soon. Have a great rest of your week, and have a good night.